Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
Hi, this is ASDP ufologist Jody Brown from Arizona, and you are watching Alien Strand Podcast with host Donald Ledesma.
AlienStrand.com, the official website.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Alien Strand Podcast. I'm your host, Donald Ledesma, and welcome to today. All right, it's today's show as well. So, I'm getting a little bit more of these out. We are live right now on all these platforms right now. Actually, we are live on Spreaker, as a matter of fact. So you go to your Spreaker app, check us out. We are live right now. I am going to just kind of talk about some good stuff that has happened over this week. You guys just saw our Patreon entrance there. That's our thing for our Patreon. I hope you guys sign up for that. There's some free stuff on there, and there's some stuff for people that are paid subscribers. So go to our Patreon, go check that out. All right. And we appreciate everything what you guys do for us there. Come join us, like Dr. Evil says here. Come join us. The Magma. I love that guy, by the way. Anyway, it's only $5 a month. Check it out. We just had a brand new podcast last night. It was an amazing podcast. If you guys missed it, go to our Patreon. Go check it out. It's with Miss Liz Jeffries, and we had an amazing, it was a good hour. It was a straight up 1 hour, 60 minutes, man, that we talked about a lot of things that she came out of the movie The Middle. She got to tell her story, and her story really stuck out there in the film, the first movie, The Middle. And, so I wanted to get her back on the show because she's had some other amazing things happen to her after this. So, and we just touched base on a lot of things that happened there and some paranormal as well. Go check that one out. You have to go see it, man. It's a great podcast on there on Patreon. Please go. Just download the Patreon app, man. Download it and then search Alien Strand Podcast. You'll find us there. There's a free one there, and then there's ones that you pay for. So, and we have a lot of goodies there to give away. Like I said, I'm going to be giving away these shirts there on the left. The ones on the white shirts are awesome shirts. And if you want to pay a little extra, you go to the Patreon. It's like $5 extra more a month for like 3 months. You get the cup, or you get the T-shirt after 3 months, right? And then they'll stop billing you after that. So you're good. And it's drop shipping, man. So I don't care where in the country you live or out of the country or somewhere around the world, they ship globally. So your stuff will get to you globally. All right. So, and that's the great thing about it. So our past podcast, of course, was Elizabeth Jeffries. Check that one out. I threw a lot of it on our TikTok, and we do have a TikTok page, man. You got to go check that out. Go look for it out there. And, it's a great one. We don't throw that much stuff out there, but we're doing it little by little by little by little, right? So right now we have 1423 that's watching tonight. Thank you for watching. We got Mr. Ryan Keaton. He loves watching. He's on our movie, The Middle Part 2. If you haven't watched it, it's coming out pretty soon. He does an amazing job on that as well. Check him out in the film, The Middle Part 2. He tells an amazing story. And it's just one of those things, man. And, that film it took a lot of work, and we've been getting a lot of props. So thank you guys for just the pre-screening that I just sent to certain amount of folks, right? I didn't send it to everybody. It has not been released, so it's like a pre-release. I still had to do some dots and the T's and all that good stuff. I had to add some more stuff and then take some stuff out, okay? So, whatever you guys saw, it just has tiny changes already. But, you have to do that in order to get it in these streaming platforms so that way you guys can see it, man. Watch the movie The Middle. It's still on Amazon Prime there, $2.99. Don't miss it, man. You have to watch Part 1 to see Part 2. It's free on Tubi TV. It's free on TCL channel. If you got Roku TV, download the TCL channel or Tubi TV. You'll watch it for free. Hoopla, Rewarded, all these platforms still have. It's hanging on. I think about 8 or 9 platforms right now live. So the movie is still out there floating around, man. It's doing really well still. Check out, of course, The Middle 2 is going to be coming up. It's going to be a 3-section film. Middle 2, The Middle 3, and The Middle 4. Right now you're going to be watching The Middle 2. That's going to be coming out here in a few weeks. I hope you guys go check that out. We'll give you the prices once we get it up there on Amazon Prime, man. Speaking of that, the film, we had some, amazing reviews. A lot of folks joined on board, and because I sent it to a lot of folks, and I sent it to people that aren't affiliated with us as well, because I don't want the biases. I want it to be the people to actually who see this. I want both sides of it, right? So that way you can get the true logistics of the film and how it impacted you after you watched it, right? And believe me, I got it from both sides. Everybody loves it on this side, and everybody loved it on the other side too, right? So, I'm talking about folks that are just starting off just with aliens and UFOs and ufology and things like that. A lot of people, it's not their number one thing, right? It just kind of, they love the subject, so they'll check it out. And those are the people I send it to as well, people that are into other things as well. So that way they can, give us a good review. But, all right, so we got a good friend of ours named Michael Beavers, right? And he has a show called The Theory with Mike Beavers there on YouTube. And he gave us a review, man, on our film. And, you need to go to his YouTube channel. It's called The Theory with Mike Beavers. I think it's The Theory of Mike Beavers, something like that. But you just YouTube it, that name right there, Mike Beavers, and he'll come up. Go follow his page. He's a good guy, man. I love him to death. He's been on a couple of my shows in the past. And he was able to, give us a really nice short review. It's a short review, not real long, because he couldn't give no spoilers. That's the thing about when you're doing a pre-screening of a review. No spoilers, right? Because it's bad. If you do spoil it, I ain't going to let you see it again like that again. All right? So just come on. Don't spoil it for everybody. Wait till it comes out. Then you can tell everybody how it went down or whatever. So anyway, he did a really good job. And I'm going to show you a little bit of his segment that he did on his YouTube channel. Go follow his YouTube channel, man. You have to. Go check it out. Here's a little bit of it.
Another thing happened. This guy, Donald Ledesma, who I've worked with before, I've been on his podcast a few times. He's the creator of Alien Strand Podcast, creator of the documentary The Middle, and creator of Ledge Productions. So if you go back on my channel, you'll see a review on this first documentary, The Middle. He actually sent it to me on a Google Drive and let me watch it before everybody else, before it was on Tubi or anywhere else. Sent it to me, and I watched it, dude. It was great. It was really, really good. It follows this ufologist, Terry Lynch, who does all this work and, photography, capturing these things on film. There's a bunch of great people in it. Really cool. And so really informative. Loved it. Apparently part 2 is coming out soon. So I got sent the documentary again this week after, getting asked to be on the radio. And I was like, dude, I gotta make a video. I gotta get back into this. I'm gonna try to bring you guys content every week. So.
And there you go. So I couldn't show you the whole thing because I want you guys to go to his page. Go check him out. He's even on Facebook. Go to Michael Beavers. You'll find him there. He's a family man. Now, if you think that I work my butt off, this guy is double me. He's a manager at these 7-Elevens. He's a manager at coffee shops. He's a manager at these apartment complexes. This guy is super busy. He's a hustler, man. You know what? You have to work your butt off to get what you want. And he's got a beautiful family, beautiful babies, and he takes them out all over the Oregon, and he goes out there and you just need to follow his Facebook page, man. He actually showed you some beautiful stuff out there, some scenery. Oregon is a beautiful place, man. I don't care what you say. It's just, if you love the forestry, the things out there, that's why I said, you know what, we're going to drive 3,000 miles to go and shoot this first movie. And that's what we did, because I wanted to see that part of the country that I've never seen before. I've been to California, and back, things like that, but I've never been that far north in that general area. I've been closer to Washington one time, but yeah, I used to be a truck driver. I did it for 16 years, man. So I drove all over the United States. There's just some places I haven't been, and that's one place that I wanted to go see. So anyway, luckily we shot that film over there, and like I said, he did an amazing review, and we worked our heart out on this second film, and I hope you guys check it out when it comes out. I appreciate you guys for that. I wanted to talk a little bit today about, aliens and the instinct, right, that people get sometimes, when they're, and what I'm talking about is the, when you have that feeling like, I got to go outside, or I think, I don't know, just something's telling me to do this or to do that, to go outside, or just to move out of the way, or not drive my car today, or do things like that. It's like you're something is telling you, right? You're not hearing it verbally. It's just something that's telling you, go outside. And a lot of people in our films, they all had this. Everybody has said this, and even the guests on my shows. They've all told me that. They all said, at one time or another, after I ask them questions, they say, hey, I don't know, just something told me to go outside. And I went outside, and lo and behold, there's a craft sitting out there, in the distance or above my home, up in the clouds, and so I feel like, there's some kind of connection there, of us seeing these things and just seeing it as a coincidence, or is it something that's speaking to us in a different kind of a conscious level, right? And you kind of think about it like, is this a different conscious, right? And it's a possibility, man, that these things are happening out there, and then how do you separate this from have you ever had this? It's a term called divine intervention, right? Where some things happen to you in a good way, that like miracles, things that have happened to people, and just things that you've experienced or went forward to, and something told you to go forward, and these wonderful things happen to you, right? It's almost, that's what they call a divine intervention, like it was coming from a different source, right? Some people call it God, some people call it Buddha, anything, that's where you have this divine intervention, right? It could be Jesus Christ, anything like that, whatever you believe in, or whoever you believe in, that's up to you. But this is what it's called, right? And then when we look at the extraterrestrial side of this, right? Because I'm starting to notice over and over that these things they're in their own category, right? Because remember when I talked about with Mr. Belcher, we talked about these aliens, and then we talked about God, the devil, and then aliens, right? I put them in their own category because they are. It's like sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. You don't know what direction they're going to go, right? And so what I'm trying to say is here is that a lot of folks in my in a lot of my films, a lot of these podcasts that I do, they talk about this frequency, right? Or they just say, hey man, so something went out, told me to go outside. I went outside and I started filming. And then, how do you not look at this in that way? This Facebook user said sixth sense. Yes, possibility. And then they say you have to go out and look. Yes, you do, right? These are things that you start to think about when you go outside. And then what made me go outside and do this, right? And that's why I say that, are these sightings, is it a coincidence? Or is it something that these extraterrestrials or something else on a different realm, maybe higher different realm, is putting us in this subconscious level? They're tapping into something, right? It's almost like have you ever had this dream, right? You're asleep, but you raise up out of your body and you look down and you can see yourself sometimes. It's happened to me one freaking time. And I actually floated over people and I could see them asleep, right? Like an out of body experience, right? So our bodies are I don't know, man, we have this aura, right, that we have, and the spirit that's within us, right? And the spirit has nothing but energy, just like our brains fire up, energy, electricity. Just everything is fired up in our brains, right, to make our body move. Everything, our whole body has an aura, like a frequency. And what I'm trying to say is that this is the connection, right, of you, the earth, and the stars, right, and the heavens, I guess you could say that as well for other folks. And how do you put that this is either them talking to you, or is it a divine intervention talking to you, telling you, hey, go outside, go check this out, right? And I always I talked about this a long time ago on one of my podcasts. I said, have you ever been down a dark road? It's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. You're in a vehicle. Nobody's out there. You might be in the country somewhere. And you make this turn down this back street, and then here comes a car. It's like, what the hell? It's like both of your minds were in sync at that same time. And there was nobody out there. And all of a sudden you see a car in the middle of nowhere with you. Right? So, and that's what I'm trying to say is that is a possible connection that human beings, the species, your aura, everything in general that has to do with possibly extraterrestrials. And this is what I'm putting together. All right. My mind is always thinking outside the box, always. And I'm just trying to break this down the best I can so you guys can try to kind of stay with me here and see what I'm talking about without going in circles, right? And it's hard for me to try to explain in just general terms because that's how I speak. I don't speak in these high, you even hear me trying to read sometimes. There's some words I can't get out, but it's because I'm trying to tell you exactly how I feel and what I think these things are. Now, I'm not here to make you believe or anything. That's up to you to decide, right? So, how do you differentiate your mind to think, okay, is there something talking to me, or is this something from another world, right? And I always bring this up: paranormal crossover and how do they connect, right? Excuse me. So, and how is it that they connect? How is it that you yourself, your body, you in your dreams, you leave your body, you're in this different dimension, really, in reality, if you kind of think about it. And then you're in this other dimension with these extraterrestrials, and then you're possibly in closer to these dimensions with the spirit world, things that are from that crossed over from the other side, right? So you are, and you're able to tap into these different realms, really, in reality. So it's like what me and Mr. Belcher talked about. Your mind can open up, right, and be and go different places. It's up to you to do this, right? You have the power to do anything that you want to do. You just got to put your mind to it. Have you ever heard that? There's where it comes from, man. And this is what you have to do, right? And this is how you kind of think, okay, what's happening here? Why am I seeing these extraterrestrials, and why am I seeing these spirits? Sometimes people do see them all the time. We have a person on there saying, once you engage, you become open to these entities, the connection seems to strengthen. You're so right, Donald. Yes, and we talked about it with me and Elizabeth Jeffries last night. We talked about this same exact things, because after witnessing these crafts that were over her front of the field, where there were shining lights in front of her house, and she didn't see anything where it was coming from, right? She didn't see anything like that. And then, right after that, she starts getting this high paranormal activity that starts happening in her home. And she can't explain why a lot of these things were starting to happen to her, right? But it all ties into, once you see this extraterrestrial craft, or once you experience the phenomena, right? Like she did.
Wake up at Holiday Inn Express to a can't-miss breakfast that's free with every stay. Count on all the hot, fresh coffee you need and an incredible breakfast buffet that has something for everyone, like eggs, cinnamon rolls, and even hot, fresh pancakes with all the toppings you crave. Next time, do yourself a favor and stay at a Holiday Inn Express with a can't-miss breakfast that's free with every stay. So, when you wake up at Holiday Inn Express, you'll wake up happy, a part of IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Between aging and busy lifestyles, many women struggle with maintaining their physical and mental wellness. At Aquavita Concierge Healthcare Services for Women, we can help you revitalize your health and reclaim your life. We start from within by balancing your hormones, allowing your body to achieve and maintain desired weight goals. We also specialize in peptide therapies, regenerative medicine, sexual health, and aesthetics in our state-of-the-art facilities. Feel better, look better, live better. At Aquavita, visit aquavitality.com and begin your journey today.
Are you struggling to conceive? You have options, and at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group, we'll make sure you have the guidance and support you need. PREG is known for individualized fertility care that's unique to every patient. We take the time to provide a reassuring and empowering experience because we believe that you deserve nothing less. Let us help you on your journey to parenthood. Visit us at pregonline.com to learn more. Get the guidance and support you need at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group.
It's like something opens up in your aura, your spiritual, your frequency, right? To where now these things are a part of you, right? And that's what they do, man. And this is what I've gathered, even with the folks in the middle, the movie The Middle. They all went through something after witnessing these crafts. A lot of them witness them every freaking day, right? Every day. And they can't understand exactly why they're witnessing these things and why it just keeps happening to them over and over and over and over. I had Ryan talk about it in the film that he has nightmares of these disaster things that happen. How many times have we seen that on a lot of these films or documentary films where these things do this to you, right? It gives you like a kind of false hope narrative, and then it gives you this good hope narrative, right? And this is why I call these things their own. There's, like I said, there's God, the devil, and there's aliens, right? Because they're in their own agenda, their own different things. It just doesn't make sense that they're tied into one or the other. They're their own category. And it's just like we talked about the people that get the PTSD, things that happen to them after a lot of these extraterrestrial events or encounters or abductions or contact. Some people do have the contact, but don't want it, right? And these things continue on trying to talk to them. And so think about the people that have contact and don't want it, but it just keeps on contacting them over and over and giving them all this information. After a while, it's going to drive you nuts, right? So then you're going to think you're going crazy. You're going to go to a psych ward. You're going to get medicines. All these things are going to happen to you, right? And how do you wrap your mind around something like that? And you say, okay, all right, go ahead, tell me. You know what I mean? It's like, there's folks just like that. Don't get me wrong, man. There's folks just like that. They ain't got time for that. There's people that don't have time, and there's people that want time for it. Right? So just kind of remember that, and every time you've seen the same UFO, right? Some people will see it both at the same time, different locations, and they'll have this certain kind of contact, like a mental telepathy contact in a sense. Not for them talking to each other, but them talking to whatever's inside that ship, or whatever's controlling the ship, or or whatever's that ship is a biological entity that's alive. The ship is part of the pilot. The pilot is the ship, right? Just think about it. That's what Nancy Timms was talking about. And I think she's right. Like I said, Dr. Greer talked about that too. You heard Bob Lazar talk about it as well. He goes, man, there was no right angles inside that ship when he stuck his head inside of there. It looked like he was 3D printed, like something melted wax and just molded everything into this beautiful shape. There was no right angles. What does that? Right? Which means this thing is part biological, right? It's alive with this entity that's inside of it, right? That's partially alive too, or is fully alive. So these are the things that I wanted to talk about. The instinct that you have when you see these things up in the sky, or when you take a photo or you take a video, and then the following day you take another photo, you take another video. The following day after that, you keep on doing this. So now, after the third day, they're making contact with you, really, in reality, because they want you to see them. Right? So after this point, you are actually receiving the signal from these things, or from this ship, or wherever it's coming from. And now it's going to be time for the abduction or the contact, right? So you have to think about these things, of how a lot of these UFOs, UAPs, extraterrestrials, things like that are communicating with you. Crop circles, yes. They communicate that way. Up there in Peru, they have all those Nazca, big old, looks like a landing strip up there that they made I think they made them just for these things so they can see them. Right? Why would they make these big old petroglyphs or geoglyphs down on the ground, made out of stones and rocks, so that something from way above can see this thing? They were making contact, right? And were they getting the signals, right? Now, what kind of signal do you think that you're possibly getting from these things without even knowing it, right? And the one thing that I do know that a lot of, I say about 98% of the people that I talk to is going to be the ringing of the ears, right? So, and they say this over, and they said it last night, Elizabeth Jeffrey, she talked about it. She goes, man, now my ears are just freaking ringing, man. I can't stop them from ringing. It almost seems deafening at times, right? Some people call it tendonitis. Others will just say, hey, it's, you listen to loud music, your earbuds are too. But a lot of people don't even do all that, right? They're just keep to themselves. They work all day. And then after they witness a lot of these UFO crafts or whatever, they start getting these ringing in the ears. Now, is it contact, or is it a spiritual awakening in a sense, right? I'm not saying spiritual like in God or anything like that, but they have connected this. Some folks have written books about this, of how it's a possible connection, right? Could it have been a connection back into the days of the Egyptians, the Sumerians, the how the ringing of the ears is a constant thing now. If you are in ufology world, if you are a contactee or an abductee, especially an abductee, right? They're going to get these things. So I get it all the time. And it doesn't mean that I'm a contactee or an abductee. I possibly could have been a contactee, right? I just don't know it yet, in a sense to where being a contactee does not necessarily mean them sitting there and having a conversation with you and eating a piece of cheesecake and drinking some coffee with you. No, man. It just means being a contactee means I see you, you see me, right? So this is what I'm talking about. Once you see them, you cannot unsee these things as far as UFO crafts, extraterrestrials, ghosts, spirits, everything like that. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And they know you're watching them. So I think this is a possible way that they're making this connection with you, right? So there's this article that I saw. Somebody wrote it in 2017. And it says that the physical abilities of this ringing of the ears, it just says in both ears, it can be annoying or disconcerting. It's persistent. First thing you want to do is get it checked out. Could be tendonitis. Hey, you never know, right? It says it's linked to vitamin D deficiency or earwax, Meniere's disease, or a host of other things, right? So they're telling you that, it's a possibility you might have these things, right? And it could be as well, right? But there's another part to this where it says there's spiritual possibilities. And it says that you've already investigated every convincible physical cause that you're fine. So what else could it be, right? And it says the answer, most likely a spiritual thing. Now, and it says hearing high-pitched frequencies is one of the spiritual awakening. As you lift your personal vibrations to become more attuned to a higher frequency and celestial vibrations. Often this results in physical manifestation like lightheadedness, tingling skin, and most commonly ringing in the ears. All right. So this is what a lot of people have put together, right? And this is what I put together too. When I read that, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. That's kind of deep, right? And it is. It is deep if you really think about it. And remember how I talked about how your body and you are like a frequency, your aura is part of the earth. You resonate with all the frequencies within the earth, and you have these dreams, and now you start getting connected with these extraterrestrials. Now you're starting to get connected with spiritual beings, with ghosts, things like that. There's just what this article is talking about, right? And it just gives you a lot more insights to what's a possible thing, of what this thing is. Now, just like Ryan says, everyone's process is different. And that's a true statement. That is a true statement. But what I'm trying to say here is that the connection that I'm making here is a higher, a higher percentage on what's happening to a lot of these folks. And the people that I have on my film are people just like you and me every day. They're not these special people that have these, they're in tune to, they go and talk to ghosts all day, and they try to, meditate and try to talk to, no, these are just regular folks just like you and me. They work, they go to work 9 to 5 or come home, drink a beer, smoke a cigarette, chill out with the family, eat dinner, and go to bed, right? So, and this is what's the connection of these people that I'm talking about, that how this connects, right? And it does. It does if you really think about it. Because I don't know how many people I've asked and how many people I've talked to that they all have this same sort of connection with the ringing of the ears, going outside, the intuitiveness, what made me go outside, why did I do this, what's talking to me, and why is it happening to me, right? Just like I tell my guests, why you, right? Why did this happen to you? And why do you think they picked you? I tell this to everyone. And they're like, I don't know, but it's me, right? They're talking to me. Or maybe, and they all always have the same thing. It's my frequency, man. They're just talking to me because I'm in tune to them somehow. And that's what I'm trying to bring to y'all's attention today. Just kind of think about it a little bit. I was not going to make this very lengthy podcast tonight, but it's, I mean, how do you explain a lot of these things, right? And Love Beats Tone says, I get the ringing in my ears when people talk about me. I've heard that too. That's an old wives' tale, right? Even in Spanish, they say that, when your ears are ringing, they're talking about you, things like that, use the egg, use the egg, it'll go away, or the candle and all that good stuff. So, we do it here. We got the holy water, we sage. We talked about that last night. Saging your house, man. Sometimes when a lot of this thing is too much for you, you have to kind of tell them, hey, take it easy, man. Take it easy with me here a little bit. So grab yourself some sage, burn it in your house, use it however you want to, say a little whatever, get out of my house for today or for a week or two and I'll talk to you later kind of thing. And it works, man. Let me tell you, you get bad juju in the house sometimes, or you bring it home with you. We talked about that last night, sometimes. And it happens to folks. They bring home the bad juju, right? Use the sage. It works with the extraterrestrials. Why is it that sage works from keeping these things away from you as well? Just like it does with bad demons, the bad spirit world, things like that, right? And like I said, I talk to everybody about it. I always say the natives had it right the whole freaking time, right? And they did, and they still do. Mother Earth lives in one all together. We all are one, right? Just like Mr. Belcher's shirts that he sent me. It's we're all tied together, man. All of us, and sometimes you have to tell these things, hey, man, I need a day off. Just kind of do this, and you have to, man. Use the sage. It works. I have to do it. I have to do it in my house too, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It happens here too. And I have to sage my house every once in a while because you get the bad juju and I can feel it, man. It's weird. Like I said, look, I wouldn't be sitting here for 5 years already. 5 years talking to you about this same subject for 5 years if I didn't believe in it, or if I didn't experience it myself, right? So, and then you think about it, well, it's just like you go to a counselor or whatever, or a child psychologist starts telling you about your child and everything like that, and you ask them, well, how many children you got? Well, I ain't got any. But they're the ones giving you the advice about children? Come on now. There you go. So I've walked the walk, and I'm talking the talk, what I'm just trying to say, all right? So I've been there. I'm there with you. I'm with you all the way, and, to try to figure out answers and what's going on in the ufology world.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. It's a thing. And now the truth is out there. I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free anytime, anywhere. And each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
World. In space. Keep your eyes in the skies, man. That's just the only way I can say. And just be grateful for what you have. and just keep pushing yourself, man, because you are in control of everything in your life. Only you can make those changes. Only you can put yourself in a higher and a stronger level, right? As far as your aura, your spirituality here, right? So you're in control of these things, and they're not in control of you, right? I talked to one of my friends one time. He says, look, we were talking about something different, but he says, I'm controlling it. It's not controlling me, right? That's a great way of putting it. Same thing here. You control you. These things don't control you, right? So it puts you in a stronger realm. And that's what I'm trying to say. If you're coming with these bad entities, bad things are happening to you, just be strong, be vigilant, and just be there. Stay focused, stay positive. Don't let negativity get to you, man. Use sage, whatever you want to do, holy water, candles, it don't matter. Just something positive. Do something positive around you, and all this negativity won't get to you. There's some times where you just can't, it won't stop. Some folks, I've already talked to them, they say, I've tried this, I've tried that, and it just won't stop. There's people that are going through that, believe it or not. But in the whole sense of it all, you're in control of it, really. You can actually make it stop. Or you can keep going forward. So all I'm trying to say is the aliens, the instinct that I talked about here today, that instinct, it's a possible, the consciousness that you have around you, right? Everything that flows around you is part of the consciousness, everything. And you can control most of it, right? Just the way your thinking is. Stay positive, man. All I can say is I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast today. I just wanted to talk real quick. And if you liked it, give us a thumbs up, share it. I hope you guys catch our movie, The Middle. It's going to be coming out, The Middle 2. Actually, I've said The Middle so many times on when our first movie came out. It just sticks with me, now. And, I forgot to tell you guys. I think what we're going to do, probably this next week, I'm really thinking about doing it. I'm going to put The Middle, if you haven't seen our film, I'm going to throw it down on YouTube, all right? For free, and you guys can watch it from our channel on Alien Strand or Ledge Productions. It'll be on both of those channels because I own both of those and I own the movie. Oh, another thing as well. So these films, it takes a lot to make a lot of these films for anybody or any filmmaker. Just remember everything that we have that I've made here, I copyright everything to the Copyright Office automatically. I pay for it, and everything goes down in stone. Please don't steal my movie. Please don't throw it out there anywhere, because if you do, everything you have belongs to me. I just wanted to throw that out to you. Okay, so don't do it, man. Don't do it. All right. We had one that happened last year to us. All right. I had them shut down just as fast as they put it up. Okay. So just remember that. Please don't do that. It takes a lot of work to put these films together. And it took me 3 months, 4 months to edit, another 2-3 months to shoot, and then another 3, 4, 5, 6 months to come up with the finances to put these together. So please just think about all of that for the small independent filmmakers that are trying to put their films out there, and if you're paying $2.99 for it, it ain't nothing. You're paying $3, $4, $5.99. It's still nothing. A lot of folks go to the movies and they pay $8.99 for one seat, and then to take the whole family, it's $150. By the time you eat your popcorn, one Coke, and maybe some jujubes, right? And that's it, right? You already spent $120, right? When you can actually watch your documentary or your film, $4.99, $6.99, $7.99. You'll have it for, 48 hours, or you can buy it indefinitely, for $12 or whatever, and that's yours. So, think about that, all right? Think about the filmmakers out there. So I jibber-jabbered enough. I hope you guys enjoyed my podcast today, talking a little bit about this and spirituality and the realms and the frequencies and all the good stuff. I just wanted to bring it to you guys' attention, because these things go through my head all the time. And I want you guys to know about it, all right? So, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. We are live right now on Spreaker. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We're live on X. Yeah, we're live there too right now. We're live on Twitch. We're live everywhere right now, all right? And it's because of you guys. You guys made all this possible. So thank you. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Love you guys. I hope you guys stay in tune with the Alien Strand Podcast. We'll see you on the next one. Till then, you guys have yourselves a good day. Have yourselves a good evening. Have yourselves a good night.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.